Each and every living being in the world is trying to make this place a better place to live, isn't it? Welcome back. This is All India Radio Rainbow FM 101.9. Rainbow adds colors to your life. And Rainbow also brings in amazing guests who talk about various aspects that is happening around the world and to raise awareness and to give us further information. As you know, that this entire month, WCD, that is Women and Child Development, Government of India, will celebrate the Poshan Ma. That is across the nation throughout this month, throughout the month of September. And National Nutritional Week is also being celebrated this entire week from 1st to 7th. But on 8th, there is something really very important that is being observed. And about these details, better than me, we have an expert right here. It is Dr. Santosh Kumar, who is a part of the Indian Council of Medical Research since 2016. And is a medical scientist. He has over 5 years of experience in teaching medical postgraduates, undergraduates and nursing students. And apart from all the skills that he has with him, and today he's right here to talk about his research and to talk about one mission and goal that National Institute of Nutrition that he's with right now is having. So let us get on line with Dr. Santosh Kumar right here. Good evening, Doctor.
Good evening, Jayashree.
How are you, Doctor?
Yeah, I'm doing good, Jayashree. How are you?
I am super good and super glad to get connected with you on air today. So, as we were talking about, the Poshan Ma that is being, celebrated, observed across the month, and this is National Nutritional Week as well. And can you tell us a little bit more about National Institute of Nutrition that you're coming from as a medical scientist?
Yeah, thank you, Jayashree. Definitely, I would talk about my institute. Mm-hmm. I'm privileged and honored to talk about my institute. National Institute of Nutrition is one of the oldest and prestigious research institute working under Indian Council of Medical Research, Department of Health Research, Ministry of Health, Family Welfare, Government of India. It was founded by Sir Robert McCarrison in the year 1918 as Berry Inquiry Unit in a single-room laboratory at the Pasteur Institute, Kunur, Tamil Nadu. Mm-hmm. Later on, it was shifted to Hyderabad, and it's renamed as National Institute of Nutrition.
Absolutely, in Gachibowli, right? That's what
it's in Tarnaka.
It's in Tarnaka. Okay.
Mm-hmm. And 2018, we have completed 100 years of establishment, and it has attained global recognition for its pioneer studies on various aspects of nutrition research. If you want me to talk about its vision, so we have a clear-cut vision, like elimination of all forms of malnutrition for a progressive, healthy India. This is the vision where we are dedicated to work.
Yes, that's in line with the Ministry of Women and Child Development that they've come up with, and that the Poshan Ma. And indeed, thank you so much for giving us an insight about it, sir. But as you said, there is something that is being observed on September 8th. Can you give us more details about it?
Rather than talking on the September 8th, so I would just talk about one of the important area. Mm-hmm. That is, I would like to talk about the stunting area.
Yeah, that's World Stunting Day that's being observed on September 8th.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So because for our understanding of the people, in a simplified language, stunting is like what we say is a child who is too short for his age. For normal age, he has to be this particular height, but it will be very short actually. Okay. So because of this, maybe he is physically or cognitive damage may occur, but it can be reversed within 2 years of age if an appropriate nutrition intervention is taken up.
So how does stunting occur? What are the reasons for stunting for a child to have this condition?
It again depends upon the multiple factors. It all depends upon the multiple factors, like if the mother is not taking appropriate diet. Mm-hmm. So what we generally call is like 1,000 days is very, very crucial. Okay. So if mother is not given a proper nutrition intervention during the pregnancy, and after the pregnancy also, if the complementary feeding practices are not being taken up properly, so then that leads to this particular one of the condition we call as a stunting. So appropriate measures have to be taken at appropriate time. So this initial 1,000 days of life is very crucial.
Okay. As I read on, Dr. Santosh, I read that there's something called as wasting also as a condition. So what's the difference between wasting and stunting?
These are the two particular terms, like very closely related, and comes under the malnutrition. Wasting refers to a child who is too thin for his particular height. Mm-hmm. And this wasting could occur because of the rapid weight loss, or maybe because of the failure to gain weight. So proper nutrition has to be taken in order to prevent the risk of death, adequate nutrition. So that is the wasting. And whereas the stunting, you said the difference, because it's a long-term undernutrition, where the child is too short for his particular age.
Okay. So before moving towards the condition or the statistics of our country, let me ask you globally, what is the status on stunting right now?
If you ask me globally, maybe around 14 to 15 crore children under 5 suffering from stunting. So this is a huge number. So, and if it is appropriate measures or not taken, these children may face frequent infections. They may have learning difficulties at school, or physical or academic performance may be low when compared to the normal children. So this is a quite alarming situation.
Even mental health is affected due to this aspect, you mean, right?
Yes.
So, what is the present status of our country, Doctor? How is it? What are the statistics and anything that you want to tell us about the current status of India?
If you talk about India, as per the available National Family Health Survey, which was done in 2015 and 16, 38% of children are stunted, 36% are underweight, 21% are wasted. So these are the numbers. So government is taking appropriate measures in order to tackle these problems. And one of the most important flagship program that is Poshan Abhiyan. So under this program, the government has pledged to reduce stunting in children below 6 years by 2% per annum, with an aim to reduce stunting to 25% by 2022.
Okay.
So, apart from this, there are many other programs also, like Mother's Absolute Affection Program, which was launched in 2016. Right. This is mainly to promote breastfeeding and infant feeding practices. So this is another program, which is definitely taking care of these subjects.
Okay, so these programs are being reached out to all the urban and the rural areas across the country.
Yes.
Oh, okay. So, but what about these when these awareness programs are being held? So, where do you think there is the gap, the knowledge gap, when it comes to stunting and understanding stunting by a common man or normal people?
So if you talk about the gap, so we should understand the existing knowledge. So what is the existing knowledge we have, and what are the gaps, and how best we can prevent it. So in the existing knowledge, we can see that stunting has multiple, the reason for stunting are multiple components. The stunting could be because of the poor diet and nutrition. It could be because of the poor sanitation and hygiene. Maybe stunting could be because of pathogens, enteric pathogens. there could be some intergenerational component involvement is also there in the stunting. So, like the existing data have studied the stunting with individual component like diet and stunting, sanitation and stunting, enteric pathogens and stunting, but a holistic approach has not been studied in detail. So this is the gap what we can see here, that all the components are not studied together because it's a multifactorial.
Okay,
So
but there is a research happening by National Institute of Nutrition about this, right?
Yes. So you are talking absolutely about one of the areas where we are going to, where we are working actually. So it's like we have started that as Action Against Stunting Hub. So this is one of the project which is working mainly against stunting.
Right.
So here, yes.
That's amazing, sir. And while you were talking, you were mentioning about Action Against the Stunting Hub. Can you give us more insight about it and the role of National Institute of Nutrition?
Yes. So this is a project which is funded by UK Research Innovation. So here, like many institutes are involved and working on a interdisciplinary research, but mainly it's placed in the three countries like India, Indonesia, and Senegal, where we are trying to understand the relationship between the various factors like biological, social, environmental or behavioral drivers which are leading to stunting. So the together work will help us in developing effective interventions.
Right. I understand that, sir. So after a beautiful track, we will be right back with Dr. Santosh right here to know more about stunting, to know more about nutrition, and to understand how better we can raise awareness about this. So stay tuned. This is All India Radio Rainbow FM 101.9. Rainbow adds colors to your life.
Make the stars look like they're not shining. Her hair falls perfectly without her trying. She's so beautiful, and I tell her every day. Yeah, I know, when I compliment her, she won't believe me. And it's so sad to think that she don't see what I see. But every time she asks me, do I look okay, I say, when I see your face, there's not a thing that I would change, 'cause you're amazing, just the way you are. And when you smile, the whole world stops and stares for a while, 'cause girl, you're amazing, just the way you are. Yeah. Her lips, I could kiss them all day if she'd let me. Her laugh, she hates but I think it's so sexy. She's so beautiful, and I tell her every day. Oh, you know, I never ask you to change. If perfect's what you're searching for, then just stay the same. So don't even bother asking if you look okay. You know I'll say, when I see your face, there's not a thing that I would change, 'cause you're amazing, just the way you are. And when you smile, the whole world stops and stares for a while, 'cause girl, you're you're amazing, just the way you are. And when you smile, the whole world stops and stares for a while. 'Cause girl, you're amazing, just the way you are. Yeah.
You're beautiful just the way you are, but you got to take care of your health, says Dr. Santosh Kumar B, who is associated with ICMR, National Institute of Nutrition, and since 2016, and also is currently associated with the Drug Toxicology Division and also the Advanced Center for Preclinical Toxicology Department. He's been constantly upgrading his skills by taking part in various research activities related to preclinical toxicology, well, clinical trials, clinical nutrition, and also public health and patient safety, which is a very important thing that we're discussing today. We are talking about stunting. So September 8th, today is 1st of September, where we are celebrating the National Nutritional Week across our country, and also the entire month we are celebrating Poshan Ma, which is supported by Ministry of Women and Child Development. But on September 8th, after this week, we have the World Stunting Day. And the National Institute of Nutrition is doing its absolute best in absolutely raising awareness, in doing research and whatnot. All these details are being given to us right here, right now by Dr. Santosh Kumar. And welcome back to the show, sir.
Yeah, thank you, Jayashree.
Yes, so we were actually talking about the approach that NIN and also the government is taking to implement these aspects to reduce stunting and to, give more awareness. Can you just tell us about the holistic approach?
Yeah, in the holistic approach, like what we have planned in our study, it's like we are going to see all the components, like the home environment. We are looking at the food environment. We are to see the educational status of the individual, the anthropometry, what is their micronutrient status, and epigenetics, and the gut microbiome, and the inflammatory markers. So these are like we are going to study all the components which are having an impact on the stunting. So this is what we call as a complete holistic approach. Right. So we are including all the components to have a better understanding on the stunting. Right. Coming to a study, we are going to enroll around 500 pregnant women, in mostly third trimester, and we are going to follow up till 24 months of the child. So this study, we follow all the guidelines, and we take the state government approvals and ethical committee approval. Right. Explain the subjects and take their consent in the local language, and then we move forward to enroll them into our study.
So in local language, you mean you get down to the level of talking to them in their language, like Telugulo cheptaranamata, poshaka aharal teeskovali, mi ontiki manchidi, all, you talk in such way to, raise awareness, and that is how you go to their areas and localities. Is that how it's done?
Yes. We talk in the Telugu because if they can understand, వాళ్ళకు అర్థమైతేనే we can proceed further. So ఎలాంటి ఆహారం తీసుకోవాలి, సో ఎలా తీసుకుంటే బాగుంటుంది, మీరు తీసుకుంటే మీ వల్ల మీ బిడ్డకి ఆయన భవిష్యత్తుకి బాగుంటుంది, కంప్లీట్ ఫ్యామిలీ బాగుంటుందని ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేయడం జరుగుతుంది. సో అలాగే ఫైన్.
సో వాళ్ళకి బెనిఫిట్స్, వన్స్ we tell them the benefits of the study, when you're conducting the study, once we tell the benefits, that's when they will be more interested into this. So what will be the actual benefits is something that I'm really keen to know about.
Now here they are definitely benefited. Like how it is, like we will try to explain them, because we have a questionnaire which takes around like 45 to 50 minutes. During this questionnaire, one is like a research component. The other thing is like explaining them about the diet, explaining them about the sanitation, explaining them about the complementary feeding, explaining them about the feeding practices to be to be taken care. So many of them, చాలా మందికి దీని మీద అంత అవగాహన లేదు. So when we did a formative research work, many were not having enough idea on this nutrition interventions. So when we started intervening them, when we are talking with them, so they were able to understand and they were able to help us in understanding again what they have not understood. So it's like a very supportive approach what we are getting from the participants.
అంటే ప్రశ్నలు అడుగుతారా సార్? సో మా పిల్లలకి ఎందుకు ఇలా ఎదుగుదల లేదు, ఎందుకు ఇలా యూనో ఈ ఫుడ్ తింటేనే మంచిదా, లేకపోతే ఎన్ని ఫ్రూట్స్ తినాలి? సో మోస్ట్లీ దే కీప్ ఆస్కింగ్ క్వశ్చన్స్. ఇస్ దేర్ అన్ ఇంటరాక్షన్ బిట్వీన్ ద పీపుల్ దట్ యూ రీచ్ అవుట్ టు?
Definitely, this interaction will happen because if this interaction happens, so we can understand their level of understanding, which helps us to explain them what type of fruits they have to take, what type of vegetables they have to take. In fact, we have planned an egg supplementation also in our study. So most of them have a misconception that they should not take eggs, it will heat generated. So some sort of misconception is there. So we are explaining them and we are also doing one small study as a part of Stunting Hub.
Okay. Probably out of context, I just wanted to ask, during the pandemic, how has this affected the study? Because during COVID, everybody's careful about, sanitizing, and everybody's careful about receiving food, and also, there's social distancing. So has it affected the study in any way?
We were supposed to start the study a bit early because of the COVID. We have delayed because we want to take proper precautions because the safety is more important for us.
Yes, that's what I was.
So safety is more concerned. So we have delayed our study a bit, but now because we are vaccinated and the subjects, we are also taking their history. Depending on that, and we are following all the guidance or the measures like physical distancing, social distancing, or wearing the mask, and the 2 feet distance also. All these things we are maintaining and we are following, and if the subject is willing to be part of the study, then we are moving forward. So this is how we are planning.
Okay, so the reference of the person who is undertaken as a part of the study, we name them as subject. Right? So that's a technical term. So,
we use the word subject.
All right. So, what are the programs that the state of Telangana is taking up to strengthen the mother and child's health? See, stunting is a condition that appears in the child, but which again is directly related to the mother's health and nutrition. So, what are the different programs that are right now being implemented?
So, Telangana government is very proactive in this particular area, I can say, because there is one program which is going on successfully. There is Arogya Lakshmi program, which was initiated long back in 2013, but still it is continuing in all the Anganwadi centers. So under this program, they do spot feeding of one full meal. It's like the pregnant woman or the lactating woman, they come to the Anganwadi center and they give this complete one full meal along with iron folic acid supplementation, so that they are taking care of nutrition. At the same time, they are taking care of anemia also. This complete meal will definitely cover you all 40 to 45% of their daily calorie intake, 45% of their protein intake. So majority of the part what they require is being covered with this one full meal.
Right, absolutely. So it's an amazing work that National Institute of Nutrition is doing along with the Telangana government, and Dr. Santosh Kumar, thank you so much for giving us so much of information, and also I would like you to conclude by giving us a message of how to curb stunting, and what is your take-home message on this?
So I would like to quote here one statement Sahi Poshan to Des Roshan. So what the Honorable Prime Minister gives the code. So Eat India, like Fit India movement. So all these things are like completely carry the same information. Like ultimately, what we try to explain, every individual or at the community level or the population is that, like nutritious food is very, very important. So prioritize that, and proper sanitation has to be considered.
Nutritional food is important, and when someone comes to your आपके घर पर अगर कोई आए तो प्लीज उनके साथ कोऑपरेट कीजिए. ये जो स्टडी चल रहा है बाय नेशनल इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ न्यूट्रिशन, ये आपकी भलाई के लिए, और ये स्टंटिंग जो एक कंडीशन है इसको एलिमिनेट करने के लिए ये जो स्टडी प्रोवाइड कर रहे हैं, तो ये आपके भलाई के लिए है. सो डू पार्टिसिपेट इनटू दीज स्टडीज एंड क्रिएट अवेयरनेस अराउंड यू. एंड लोकली ग्रोन foods are the best food that you can consume, and the fruits. So is a diet chart or diet given to these people, sir, when you just reach out to them?
Definitely. We definitely provide them the diet chart. So in fact, actually, man has come up with some diet charts, and we definitely create the dissemination, and we also advise them to follow the proper diet.
Right. And also, I read that National Institute of Nutrition is closely functioning with the state government departments like Public Health and Family Welfare, and also WDC, that is Women Development and Child Welfare. So I think this entire month, NIN will be very busy with Poshan Mah, right? Can you tell us more about the Poshan Mah that is going on during this month?
Yes, absolutely. We are working closely with all the departments of the state, and we get good cooperation. So at every level.
All right, that's really great, sir. And thank you to your team, Dinesh, who's coordinated the interview, and thank you, Dr. Santosh Kumar, for being with us. And one last message for our listeners out there today from your end.
So eat right, low fat. Low salt.
Right.
So, yeah.
Eat right, stay healthy, let's keep stunting away, and Action Against Stunting Hub. Do follow the social media pages that NIN and Dr. Santosh as well has. So if any volunteer wants to volunteer for this cause, if anyone who's listening to us wants to volunteer and wants to reach out to the team, how do we do that, sir? Any email ID that we can get?
Yeah, absolutely. They can reach out to our director, dir_Hyderabad @ yahoo.co.in, or they can reach out to our lead PI, principal investigator we call it, and Dr. Bharati Kulkarni, dr.bharatikulkarni@gmail.com. So they can reach out to director or the lead principal investigator.
That is amazing. So, all we need is to make this world a better place by bringing in a beautiful change, and Dr. Santosh Kumar has been extremely instrumental along with his team in bringing change. And I wish you all the best for September 8th and for this week and also for this month. That's September 8th is World Stunting Day, and hope you raise more awareness on this issue, and hope a lot of people get to know about this condition as well. Thank you so much for joining with us, Dr. Santosh, today, and it's indeed a pleasure.
Yeah, thank you, Jayashree. Thank you for your wonderful discussion and proper dissemination. I hope it occurs on through this platform so that people can understand the importance of stunting, and proper interventions would be taken up from the NIN side and from the government side in order to reduce the stunting. Thank you.
Indeed. All the best for your endeavors, sir. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
All right, that was Dr. Santosh Kumar there, who's a medical scientist. Right there from the horse's mouth, we heard about stunting, about the nutritional value, about how the research is being done, how the study is being undertaken, the implementation, and how National Institute of Nutrition is closely functioning with the state government departments like Public Health and Family Welfare, Women Development and Child Welfare to carry out research work, capacity building, and program implementations. Indeed. Very insightful session that we had, an interview, and looking forward for knowing more about this. And please read online about all this and also, raise awareness through the social media platforms. Well, moving on with our music right here. Here is a wonderful track. This is We Are the World by Michael Jackson, and here we go. I am Jayashree and you're listening to You, Me and Music only on All India Radio Rainbow FM 101.9. Rainbow adds colors to your life.
When we heed a certain call, when the world must come together as one, there are people dying. Oh, when it's time to lend a hand to life, the greatest gift of all. We can't go on pretending day by day that someone somewhere will soon make a change. We all a part of God's great big family. And the truth, love is all